Hello, and welcome to episode 139 of Bardic Quest. Our heroes are soon to arrive at the Dragon Barrow to the north of Phandalin. But what will await them when they arrive? And will they be able to find the ancestral weapon that they seek? So, without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Bardic Quest. You continue north. You had anticipated at least having to take one overnight camp between Phandalin and your destination. An overnight camp which you have indeed already taken on your first day of travel. So, you'll be pleased to know that the rest of your journey passes mostly uneventfully.
Oh, it's a trap. It's so trap.
Mostly.
However, as part of the system here, you are required as sentry, Sergei, to determine the nature of your arrival.
Fabulously, darling.
So, first of all, I actually do need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Adding the Quartermaster's Strength or Intelligence modifier to the result. It's a bit weird. So you roll your Constitution saving throw plus... I'll let Thorik let you know which ones.
My strength is +3, so that's going to be the one to go for. Are we ending using this system, or are we going to be continuing?
This is essentially the journey's end, as you can see the barrows up ahead.
Oh, cool. In which case, I would like to use my, having fed everyone very well, use my supply dice, of which I have 3d8.
Okay.
I believe I can basically give those to my fellows also. Because everyone was well fed at the beginning, they have advantage on wisdom checks and saves, and if this is a con save, they'll have advantage.
Okay.
Ooh.
Very nice.
So they'll have advantage, and if people need it, I can buff you with a d8 before we know the result.
Yes, please.
So, with the Constitution saving throw, just
Yes.
to clarify, we're doing the con saving throw modifier and the +3.
Plus, yes, Thorik's +3.
Ooh,
For
very
everyone.
And I can,
That's for everyone.
and I can give you have advantage +3, and I can give you a d8 if you need it. And this sounds like Sergei possibly does.
And if you fail, I can let you re-roll it. I've got a good feeling. Come on, Sergei.
with advantage,
Right.
with the +3 and the +2, so that's +5 overall, and the d8 on top, I rolled an 11.
Wow.
So
Is that including the d8?
So it's a 10. So I rolled a 5, +5 is 10. The d8 was a 1, so 11.
So I rolled a 1 and a 20. So thank you for the advantage.
Yeah, the advantage was good because I got 27.
Oh, fucking hell. Glad you guys are doing alright.
Okay.
I got 17.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Can I give Sergei more than one D8?
Well, I can allow
Ooh,
Sergei
let
to
me see
re-roll it.
here. Where's him?
If I just leftovers.
I
we'll
mean,
call it.
technically speaking, I'm just rereading this here. For the quartermaster, yours only actually applies to ability checks, not saving throws.
Oh,
The
I wrote
sentry,
down that it says
the
advantage on
sentry
wisdom
can
checks and
do.
saves.
So this is the supply dice. I mean, the
Oh,
supply
yeah, those,
dice
yeah.
applies to ability checks, not saving throws. So
Ah,
it
I
technically
see.
wouldn't be valid here. It's only the sentry that can do saving throws or initiative checks with their focus dice. So your realm is ability checks, I'm afraid, Thorik. Yeah.
Cool.
Would anyone like some of my dice?
I got a 26, so I'm
I
okay.
think
I got
everyone's okay.
27. I'm
I am
good.
presuming, Sergei, you have applied instead of taking one of Thorik's supply dice, then you have instead applied a focus dice to yourself.
Yes. Would I then re-roll that? 'Cause the one I rolled was for the supply.
Some good cracking.
No.
Is it a D8? My supply, my focus dice.
Let me see. I think so. Oh, hang on. No, hang on. No, you didn't pass your preparations. I don't think so. I think yours remained
Yeah.
a D6. So actually, yes, you will need to re-roll that then because you actually rolled the wrong dice.
Brilliant. Here we go. Oh, it's a 1 again. You can't make this shit up.
What does that give you a total of?
11.
I'm going to use my inspirational resolve. You can re-roll a failed saving throw or ability check.
And it will be a failure, just to clarify. So yes, you may re-roll.
Oh, brilliant. So that's a 15 plus all the numbers is a 20.
Oh.
I rolled the worst. Ooh.
Well, that's lucky because just for clarity, if you had failed that roll, Sergei, which it was looking like you were going to for a moment there, you would have actually gained a level of exhaustion because the journey would have been so harrowing for you.
No.
However, courtesy of good resource management from all of you, you have all passed, and therefore, every member of the party gains inspiration.
Yay!
Positive.
However, that is just the outcome of the journey, how well the journey has gone, how energized you feel, etc., etc. Now we have to kind of determine what this location is like when you arrive there. So, Sergei, as sentry, I need you to roll a number of d12s
Oh,
equal to your wisdom modifier with a minimum of 1.
okay. Wisdom's a +1.
So it is indeed 1 d12 then, please.
Okay, 1d. Here we go. Big numbers, please. 8.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
So, you move your way through these plains. You can see these barrows ahead of you. It looks like a big hill, essentially. 30-foot high hill that rises ahead of you. The top of which is a little too flat to be a natural occurrence. And jutting out from the grassy hilltop, you can see a row of what look to be 10-foot tall bone-white rocks that arc towards the sky like outstretched talons. And as you are approaching this destination, feeling relieved to have arrived where you have, suddenly you hear large gusts of wind and a roar in the sky as, shooting straight overhead, you see a white dragon fly at speed over the barrow from west to east towards the woods that you can see in the far distance. So,
I've got to
whilst you have arrived, You have a sense that this area is somewhat unsafe because there is a dragon.
Understatement of the century,
Indeed.
I think.
And so, what that means mechanically is that as part of the journey system, the danger that is nearby is considered too close enough for you to be taking a long or short rest at this time. And that, otherwise, aside from a little bit of XP, is the journey completed. So, in terms of XP, you can each take 450 additional XP on top of... I need to calculate the Wyvern and Assassin encounter as well.
450.
450 plus... on top of that... hang on. Give me a sec. Ooh. Ooh, okay. In fact, let's call it a square 2,000 XP for the entire journey.
Ooh. Ooh. What a jump.
For the Wyvern, the Assassin, and indeed the journey itself.
I'm over halfway to level 6.
Yes. I'm over halfway. Woo.
Alright. But otherwise, this hill is before you. It is late afternoon at this point.
Okay.
As you look to this hill, this barrow.
So, mechanically speaking, essentially until this dragon is dealt with, we can't take a long rest.
It's a little bit more heavy-handed than that in terms of the journey system. Essentially, this area is deemed unsafe for resting in. So you can go elsewhere and see if you can rest there, of course.
Sure.
But this is basically at the immediacy of the end of this journey. A short rest or a long rest is not available to you.
Cool. So seeing the barrow kind of ducking underneath the dragon, it hasn't seen us yet.
No, it's just flown. You can see it's just kind of presumably hunting or something, but it's roaming the territory at this point.
This is my problem. I don't expect anyone else to come in there with me. I don't really know what.
Of course we're coming with you.
Stop being
so
silly. You got a squire, and you got Saga.
You really think we'd walk all that way?
To be fair, it doesn't seem much safer out here either. So,
Yeah, I'd actually rather be down wherever that is.
well, I appreciate all of you truly. So let's go in there, get a hammer, and get out again, I suppose.
Yes.
Get
Couldn't be simpler.
Get hammered. Yes, let's go.
Can't be worse than the undead.
Don't say that. It's okay, right? And
Fine. We are people me.
we look for an entrance.
Okay, sure. Could I get a investigation check from everybody, please?
Crikey.
20.
Is this an ability check?
It is an ability check, although your journey is now officially over.
Ah. 12?
21, not 20. I never roll this well.
6 for Sergei. Nice.
I rolled a 4. Well, no, I rolled a 4. It's a 3.
I'm really glad that Saga rolled that nat 20 because I rolled a nat 1.
Okay. So, you spend a fair bit of time going about this barrow. It is huge. It's pretty big. It's going to take you a real long time, maybe an hour or so, before you kind of searching the perimeter, trying to find a way in, don't find any on the perimeter, so you try and climb the hill, get to the top. You can see all these stones that are kind of in a kind of a rough line-ish, but it's kind of not... It's not a perfect line by any stretch. And you can see these kind of white rocks as they're kind of poking out, reaching almost for the sky. Eventually, though, Saga, as you're kind of looking around, looking at these rocks, you notice that one of them, kind of near the centre of the barrow, is not as flush to the ground as perhaps some of the others. Ooh. And you suspect that this rock might be used as some sort of plug, if you will, to plug up a hole, which might serve as an entrance.
Okay, she'll just start lifting up.
Okay. Do you want to give me a athletics check, please?
Athletics?
Mm-hmm.
Can I assist with the athletics?
You may.
Just take the other side and...
13? But yeah, he's assistant, so I get...
Yeah, you get advantage with that.
Yeah, with advantage.
18.
An 18. This rock does not budge.
Oh. It's definitely... Look how it's not flush. It's definitely here.
Yeah.
All right, step aside. Let the big guns do this one, and I'm going to try and...
On your own?
On my own, yeah.
All right. Sure.
I watch my squire.
Give me.
Prove yourself.
Give me an athletics check.
If he crits now, I'm going to fucking scream.
Yeah, no. My ego is going to be bruised if he crits.
Now, I got a 15 plus 3, so it's an 18.
Likewise, it does not budge.
Fine, and I get some rope out, and I'm like, Balthazar can deal with this. I would like myself and Balthazar. Hold on, would you tie some rope to it? Would you, Squire?
Yes.
All right.
Celine, so I'm not really sure about this arrangement. If it's very healthy for either of them.
I would like to. Can Balthazar can assist me, can't he?
Yeah, you get advantage for the rope anyway. So it's ultimately whose athletics are you using? The horses or your own?
Mine are better.
All right.
Sir, you've got this. Bardic inspiration.
Oh, nice.
What die is that?
I believe. Let me just double check for you. D8.
Lovely. Let's see what we get. Well, let's re-roll with the advantage. Okay. That is with the lovely 4 that you've added. That is a 23.
A 23.
Good chill, sire. Good chill.
Okay. With the assist from the rope and, of course, Sergei's enthusiasm and ego stroking, you... using the rope for leverage, managed to topple this large stone over, which lands with a crash on the top of the hillside, revealing a 2-foot wide hole in the hill, and a staircase seemingly spiraling down, made of flagstone steps.
Thorik's like, I ain't getting down that. I've had far too many good dinners to get down that hole. Well, we tried. No.
Well,
I feel there's a lot of eyes on me right now.
I'll go with you, but obviously I can't be stealthy. But you go first, I'll follow.
I think you would theoretically be able to squeeze yourself down there, Thorik.
Yeah.
It would be tight.
I'm being silly.
I dismount and put my pack back on myself and say, "Balthazar boy, well done. Now, find cover in the forest and await our return, okay?"
It
Good boy.
begins to trot off.
I miss having a horse.
Yes.
He's a good horse.
So,
Right. Shall we?
okay. So, you begin to descend these spiral staircases, or this spiral staircase, should I say. Are you stealthing, or are you just entering?
Attempting to stealth.
Attempt to stealth, which usually means no.
With your clingy clangy arm.
Have we got 3 clinky boys now?
Yes, we have. Well, I have a breastplate. I guess I. No, I don't have disadvantage on. I
No, you
no longer
don't.
have disadvantage on Clinky Clank.
You're stealthy. Wee.
Well, I'm not loud. I am not loud. Breastplate.
Yes. Important distinction.
Yeah.
19 for me.
19 for you. Okay.
Me and Marvellus are maybe staying back a little bit.
Ooh. I can't. 19. Oh my god. What's the opposite of dice gel for this dice?
What was yours? 19. Sorry. Yeah. Nice. Good. Thorik, Marvellus.
An 8 for me.
5.
All right.
5.
So, what's your marching order as you're descending the stairs? Because you're going to have to go single file, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Thorik's at the back, kind of leaving a bit of space between like Saga and Sergei going first, and kind of counting.
I'll go first. I'll go first in case something.
1 mirror bar, 2 mirror bar, 3 mirror bar. 3 mirror bar.
Oh, cute.
Follows up.
So, we've got Saga at the front, Thorik at the back. So, which way round to Sergei and Marvellus?
I will be second to back.
Right.
I will be behind the Saga.
Okay. So, you are functioning as the meat shield for your
Yes.
master, Sergei.
Huh?
Well, the bottom half of me, anyway.
Oh, well, yes. Marvellus is behind me, yeah.
The important half.
Thanks. Well protected, sire.
All right.
He's not a king.
Thorik.
Yeah, Thorik, I'm really uncomfortable with this arrangement.
I'm not a big fan either.
So,
Meanwhile, with my 8, I've removed Lightbringer, the mace I was very nicely given by Thorik from, and I am wielding that instead of my sword, and it glows so I can see where I'm going.
okay. All right.
Super stealthy.
Yeah, just 2 beacons, just like a silver and gold beacon.
Yeah.
I've cast light on my shield as usual, and
You make your way down this tight spiral staircase. You descend about 15 feet before, while still on the staircase, suddenly additional light sources seem to become visible to you as 3 balls of light just illuminate the staircase and almost instantly begin to dance further down the staircase into what otherwise would be the darkness ahead of you.
Huh. Is that Thorik? Should that be happening?
would I kind of note the source as something that a fellow Feanor / cleric / someone would have done, or like assuming that this barrow was made by his ancestors to hold, etc. Would you note that it's a kind of deliberate thing to illuminate the path?
Would you like to give me a religion check?
Really? Oh, dog shit, it's 5.
You have no idea.
Thorik just kind of makes a non-committal kind of just carries on.
Is it enemies, you think?
I don't know. I don't trust. My beard standing on end. I think don't trust anything we see until we can verify that it's not trying to kill us.
So, like every single day.
Yep. Basically, yep. Just
okay. So are you continuing down the staircase at this point?
Yep.
Can I keep an eye out for traps?
Of course you can. Would you like to give me a perception check?
I would love to. Oh my god. I thought it was a 10, but it's a 19. That's my perception. 23.
23, okay. As you descend the stairs, following these balls of light, are you keeping an eye out just to see if there's any, pressure plates or anything?
Yeah, like tripwires, that kind of thing.
Like that. And,
swinging axes, bears.
Rolling boulders,
Yeah.
And you're pretty happy as you are descending the stairs that there are no sign of any traps here. As you continue collectively down another 15 feet or so, before you reach the bottom of the staircase, and a very small, sort of 5-foot long corridor emerges out into what looks to be like a circular corridor going around like a central stone, basically going around the staircase. This corridor goes left and right, and you can see these 3 balls of light. All kind of separate out and kind of dance around this circular corridor, which heads to your left and your right.
Left or right?
Now, is that a ritual? No, it's not. A kilometer. I can do something here. Thorik gets very excited.
Okay.
He's kind of like judging distance. It can't be more than like a kilometer away. A kilometer is a hell of a distance. I would like to... Sorry, just checking if I took Revivify, Spiritual Weapons. I've got loads more spells now, so I'm just kind of finding it difficult managing all of them. I am going to say this is going to take me 10 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
and takes his hand, takes his rings, and sort of holds them out in front of him, sort of muttering words into his palm. And then he sort of breathes out and then holds his hand out, and his rings start to glow, but they start to project a line in front of them as I cast Locate Object.
Ooh, very nice. So you're doing that. That takes you 10 minutes to cast, does it?
It does indeed.
All right. So as you're preparing to cast that, then, what is everybody else doing?
I will stand in a defensive position in front of Thorik.
Okay. Saga?
Yeah, keep an eye out for anything, but just wait.
Okay.
Kind of do a sideways glance at Marvellus.
Marvellus, anything you'd like to do with your 10 minutes?
Yes, I think I'm just going to stay in a ready position. I'm not going to do any casting alongside.
Okay, so basically all just circling Thorik and protecting him should anything unusual happen.
Absolutely.
Alright, so Thorik, this is the first time a locate object spell has been cast in any of my games, so could you talk me through locate object for me?
Well, so I describe or name an object that is familiar to me. It's an object that I have that has been named, that I have seen. As much as it's been in a vision, I have seen it, and I know.
Yes, you have.
So I've seen it, and I also know who it belonged to, and I know it. I know that it is in. Well, I was hoping that my god isn't lying to me. I know that it's in this location. So I describe or name an object that is familiar to me. I sense the direction to the object's location as long as that object is within 1,000 feet of me, which is a kilometer. If the object is in motion, you know the direction of its movements. Yeah, I have to have seen it within 30 feet. Alternatively, it has a bit more wishy-washy of the types of items, so I could name like an apparel, a jewelry, furniture, tool, weapon. Can't locate an object if any thickness of lead, even a thin sheet, blocks a direct path between you and the object. So if it was in like an enclosed lead container, this wouldn't work. But yes, it should, in theory, tell me which way to go.
As long as you have seen it up close, at least once. Spell can't locate a long range for any thickness of lead, even a thin sheet. So it's as long as lead isn't blocking it, I believe. Lead seems to be the blocker here.
Yeah. And I'd assume that would mean that if there's no path to it, so if it was like enclosed in something, I don't know, but yeah.
Well, I think from the way that it's written, it has to be specifically lead that is blocking the way.
Cool.
Because it says the spell can't locate an object if any thickness of lead, even a thin sheet, blocks a direct path between you and the object. So long as there's no lead blocking the way, it should still work.
Lead.
So you sense the direction of the object, so long as it is within 1,000 feet of you.
I do.
Okay. Would you like to describe what your locate object looks like as you cast it?
Yeah, so almost kind of like he holds his rings out in front of him and they start to glow, but almost kind of like a tiny little sphere of light sort of hovers just above his rings and sends out like a beam that kind of disappears off into the darkness, but kind of like sort of almost like a compass starts to sort of adjust to where things are and then sort of will hopefully point in the direction that we should travel.
Sure. So just for clarity's sake, because I know people will let us know in the comments, the casting time for locate object is actually only an action, but it lasts for 10 minutes.
Oh, sorry, I misread that when I
right.
picked it up.
So it's a fairly instant casting, but it's no matter because everybody else was just defensively protecting you anyway as you kind of instantly cast this. And your compass that you've created begins to point you in the direction of the left-hand route of the corridor.
Fab.
Well done, brother.
It points almost... not quite behind you, but kind of at, if 12 o'clock is directly in front of you, kind of points towards sort of maybe 8 o'clock.
Okay. Okay. Just kind of smiling to himself and breathing like, I didn't know that was going to work. Hopefully it's this way, but doesn't mean that there's not going to be things in the way. So keep your eyes.
My eyes are peeled.
Okay. So, you follow that route then, as you make your way left. As you kind of follow that corridor round, you do see two dark corridors headed, kind of branching off from this circular corridor, headed kind of east, if you will. But your compass, Thorik, does not point down either of those and continues to lead you round the circular corridor. What did you want to do? Did you want to continue round the corridor or investigate down those dark corridors?
I leave that up to my fellows. We could always explore them on the way back.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to stay on task.
Good
Quite
one,
right.
Gentle.
Okay, all right. And are you sticking with the same marching order as well? Yeah, Saga, Sergei, Marvellus, and Thorik, or is Thorik heading up front now?
I'm happy to go in front to sort of guide the way and take the brunt.
Okay, so let's reassess the marching order then. So we've got Thorik, followed by who?
I'm happy to go up front with the shield.
So
Well, it'd be behind Thorik.
Marvellus, then
Then Sergei, then Saga.
Sergei, then Saga. Okay,
I've got the back of your legs now, sire.
Very good.
all right.
Very good.
So, Thorik, you lead the way, then continue round this circular corridor, and eventually you find a corridor which it's the next corridor round, if you will, that your newly made compass seems to be pointing towards. You can also see, as you're looking down that tunnel, that corridor, which is about 5 foot wide, and you can see with your dark vision anyway that it does kind of curve off, so you can't see all the way down, but there is a bit of light coming out from the through that tunnel. You can't see the source of the light, but you can see that there is some light kind of bleeding through that tunnel.
Cool. Where is my locate object guiding me?
It is guiding you down that tunnel.
Okay. And sort of just holding up his hand and sort of showing, just kind of indicates but points out the light. And as we stop, just kind of whispers, just says, I'm not sure what that could be.
Tread carefully.
What's going
So
on?
is it kind of like down a curved corridor?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Sergei, do you want to check it out, or you don't have to? We can all just go together.
Let's go together. I'm not feeling as fit as I might normally feel.
So we'll cautiously go down this corridor, keeping a weather eye.
Okay. All right. So you cautiously move down this corridor, and it curves to the left, and then almost immediately back to the right. So it's just a kind of quick jut in, if you will. And then you can see, as you kind of turn this corridor, you can see about 15 feet from your current position. You can see that this corridor opens up into a large chamber, which your compass is still pointing you in the direction of, Thorik. And about 15 feet from your current position, you can see one of those balls of light just kind of hovering in the almost entranceway to this chamber.
Okay. What sort of if this in this large chamber? What does it look like? What are there any sort of noteworthy things?
The large chamber
Does it look like it's used for anything?
itself. What's the range of your dark vision?
60 feet.
We have. Oh yeah, you can see further than the light source, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, this looks to be quite a large chamber. You actually can't see the sides of it, but you can see the far end. And at the far end, you can actually see there are a couple of sarcophagi there.
Oh, great.
Nope.
And also, very large bones, including the skull, and it is a huge skull, of some large reptile.
10 points to guess which one.
I'm
And
going to cast Cure Wounds on myself at second level.
okay. And atop the large skull of this, or rather this huge skull of this reptile, resting atop it is a warhammer. One that looks incredibly familiar to you, Thorik.
I mean, surely it can't be as easy as you take it off that thing.
I mean, they're barrows made by my ancestors. I should hope that there's nothing too crazy around it. Can I do a perception check to see if I can see or hear anything that might hurt us in this room?
Well, are you just looking into the room from the corridor? Yeah, at this point.
Yeah, but also listening and just kind of like peering.
Sure. Yeah, give me a perception check, please.
Better. 15.
15. You don't see any immediate threats to you here. But you do notice the floor in front of you. A section of it seems to be... there seems to be wooden planks underneath a thin layer of earth between you and the entrance to the room. Just before the ball of light.
A trap, perhaps. I point at it.
So, is it a case of step on the planks or don't step on the planks?
I'd wager don't step on the planks.
Do you want me to create a little hand and go grab the hammer?
I mean, it lacks. I don't know how they do it in the stories, is it? But you know, anything that works and doesn't get us killed.
Or I could prod the something, see if it wakes up.
It strikes me odd that they leave the hammer on its head. Like, does it look like it's just been placed or like embedded into this thing's head?
It looks though as it has been placed very particularly on the head, on the skull.
It's do your ancestors do these things like is it a test?
Would that follow my knowledge of lore and
Do you want to give me a religion check?
I really should have studied more.
I suppose if you're mighty enough to wield the hammer, you have to be mighty enough to fell some kind of beast. Without the hammer.
Yeah, you stop talking, Sergei.
Sorry.
Trying to remember. 8.
Yes, unfortunately, you have not heard any stories of protection of particular artifacts. You didn't listen to that particular sermon from your mother.
No, I was not listening to that particular. That was a particular, very austere master of the tomes, terrible one. Essentially like the over dutiful librarian of the Feanor in Mirabar. She would rap my knuckles, just for sport sometimes. Didn't matter if I was doing anything wrong. She would just rap my knuckles.
Are you okay?
No, I'm sorry. I just was going down memory lane. I'll come back now.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, lesson for all: listen at school. Otherwise, you never know when you're going to face a hammer and dragon thing.
The ball of light is still just kind of floating, kind of before you, about 15 feet ahead of you.
We're talking.
Well,
does there seem to be a path that avoids what I suspect to be a trap?
Nope.
Can we jump over it? How long is it? How big?
How far away is the dragon skull from us here?
From you, hang on. Right on the edge of your dark vision, so 60 feet.
So I can't see a damn thing of this because I can only see as far as my light. I'm just like, what are we standing here for?
I am.
Tap on floor. We don't know what to do.
Is there a boulder or like a large rock?
Nope. You are just in a bare earth corridor at this point.
Bare?
5 foot wide.
There was a bear.
Yeah, we need track number 2. Do
we want to announce ourselves? We're kind of.
It should be who, Thorik?
Bear with, no pun intended. She's going to take a copper and flick it onto the ground just to see what happens.
Onto the bit where the wooden planks are, presumably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You flick a copper onto that
Might
bit
not
of
be
ground,
heavy enough. But...
and your coin lands on the ground. And aside from that, nothing happens.
Okay, I mean, it's probably too light, but I thought. So, course of action.
Thorik doesn't shout into the room, but just speaks firmly into the room. I'm Thorik Silverhorn, son of Soka Silverhorn. I come to claim the dragon-slaying warhammer of my ancestor Crystrid Silverhorn, and waits if there is any reaction.
Nothing happens.
You should definitely be the first one to touch it, Thorik, just in case, you know.
I'm going to take my rope, hammer a piton into the wall, wrap it around my waist, and walk out over the ground.
So you're basically fastening yourself.
Yep.
To the nearby wall, essentially.
I'm going to keep it taut, so when I step on it, there won't be loads of slack for me to fall if there's anything to fall underneath.
Okay, sure. All right.
But I'm also going to reach towards the light.
Okay. So you step forward onto these wooden planks that you can see covered in this thin layer of earth. You do kind of feel them like move under your feet a little. And as you slowly step forward, they do begin to shatter under your feet. So could I get a dexterity saving throw from you, Thorik, but with advantage as well because of the rope?
Cool. Just as they crash, he just says, "Knew it." Cool. 14.
14. All right. You are able to deftly, because you were somewhat prepared for this, step back in time. But I am going to need everybody to please roll initiative.
What? The ground?
No, the big ball of light, which is suddenly looking rather displeased and aggressive.
That
The
is
ball of light.
The ball of light, indeed. Hey there, Questers. I just wanted to take a quick moment to say a huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters and YouTube members. Your support really helps to keep this channel going strong. So I wanted to give a special shout out to each and every one of you. our incredible patrons and YouTube members, who are Woodstrapper, Simon Jelly, Martin C, Gallus, Gary Lloyd, James Hamilton, J.R. Bellaston, Robert Treadwell, Jason Udall, Jason Bradwell, Nigel Raggett, Rebecca Hill, Giles McGee, and Caesars. Honestly, your support truly makes a huge difference, and we appreciate you more than we can express. And to those of you who haven't yet joined, I would invite you to consider becoming a patron or YouTube member. Not only will you unlock fantastic benefits, including early access to videos, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, and access to our Discord channel, but you'll also be directly contributing to the growth and success of this channel. But to everybody, thank you again for all of your support and helping us to tell these incredible adventures together.